But what about you, huh? What kind of man are you, Patrick? You're such a good actor that you could just pretend that you cared about me, or maybe somewhere deep inside you, did you really have feelings for me somewhere lost underneath that demon that seemed to take you over? And what about that demon, too, huh? What, were you born with that? Or did you inherit that? Did it just come down generation after generation, and is it going to be passed on to this little baby inside of me? This little baby that I can feel already, and I feel so bad for, because I know he's going to be cursed. Or do I take a chance? Do I take a chance and have this baby and hope that it inherits some of Cindy's good characteristics? Because how can I bring a child like this into the world knowing that it might destroy the lives of others? And how on earth am I going to be a good mother to a child whose father I hate? Because I really do hate you now. You were cruel in life, Patrick, but you're even crueler in death. I mean, that was a really terrible joke you played on me, pretending to be Beau, but now forcing me to decide the fate of this unborn child. I don't even know why I'm talking like this. I'm sure if you knew, you wouldn't even care.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
I have to be going.
Oh, perhaps I can help you.
Who are you?
I'm a friend of Patrick's.
From Landview?
No, from a long time ago. I just came to say goodbye. Excuse me for intruding on your grief, but I can see that in addition to grief, you're filled with anger.
You bet I am. You should just be grateful you can't see the man inside this coffin, not because he was disfigured by the accident, but because he had plastic surgery so he could take on the identity of somebody else.
Well, I'm sure he had good reason.
Good reason? His reason was hatred and revenge because he's so evil and cruel.
No, you're wrong.
Why'd you try telling that to the 3 people he held hostage for almost a year? Or what about the other people that almost died because of poisonous gas, because they got in the way of his plot?
That's not the Patrick I knew.
Yeah, well, that's the Patrick in this coffin.
No, Patrick was a brilliant scientist, a devoted humanitarian. He developed a burn formula that would revolutionize the treatment of burn, that would eradicate pain for millions of people.
Believe me, I already know all about the burn formula.
Well, then you must know that all he wanted to do was share that with the world. Patrick wasn't interested in recognition or praise. He just wanted to alleviate pain.
Well, he certainly knew how to cause it.
He was used by Kate Sanders and her family and very hurt by them.
What? Because of the prison in Zaroon?
Yes, by Kate's grandmother. That's when he began to change. And wouldn't you? I mean, thousands of miles away with no means of escape, no hope of a future. A weaker man would never have survived. Many didn't. But Patrick was strong and determined, and he refused to give up. And so when he was finally rescued...
I know. I know that part. Listen, could you tell me something about Patrick before he went to prison? I mean, was he ever a nice guy? I mean, it's really important for me to know.
Because of the baby? I overheard that part, too.
Then you know what kind of state I'm in. You see, I have to make a decision, and I need to know as much about Patrick as I can.
Well, I have some of his research papers and personal journals at my home. Would you like to read them?
You wouldn't mind?
Well, not if you wouldn't mind the drive to my place. I'm outside Landview.
Well, whenever it's convenient.
Now's convenient. Till we meet again, my darling. Are you all right?
Yeah, I guess I'm just a little out of breath from the climb up the cliff. You know, I must have driven by this lighthouse a million times. I never knew anyone lived here.
Well, my father was the lighthouse keeper for years, and when the Coast Guard decided that they didn't need it anymore, I bought the building for myself.
You mean you live here all alone, all the way away from many other people or home?
Well, since I grew up here, I'm used to it. Would you like some herbal tea?
No, thanks. Actually, I'd just really like to hear about Patrick.
You can't seriously consider terminating this pregnancy.
Ursula, I don't know what to do. Maybe you can help me get some kind of answers.
The answer lies in Patrick's notes and journals. You'll see that he was a good man that was twisted by evil people.
Wait, this is from December 1987. That's right about the time he was arrested and taken to that clinic. How did you get these? Ursula?
I was at Lanyard Clinic. Well, I was on staff there.
He was a patient of yours?
Well, no, but we would often talk. And then one day he came to me with this big box with all these notes in it and asked me to keep it for him. He said that he was never coming back and that these would be my only memory of him. And then he disappeared, and these are my only memories. You see, Patrick was a kind and loving, generous man. Are you beginning to understand the man you fell in love with, Tina?
I must be reading the wrong journals, because this man is filled with hatred and revenge, mostly for the Buchanans. It makes my blood turn cold.
Patrick was a genius. He was destroyed by evil people.
No, apparently Patrick was always evil. You don't become this vile in a few years, not even after a couple terrible years in a prison in Zaroon.
Did you ever look into his eyes, Tina? Deep, deep into his soul.
Why am I even bothering with this? It's not going to change my mind. Patrick was not some brilliant scientist. This journal is filled with pages of his sick dreams of revenge. Wait a minute. What's this? I must take pause and make note of a woman I met shortly after arriving at this hellhole they laughingly call a psychiatric clinic. Her name is Ursula Blackwell. She works in the office as a clerk. From the time I have spent with Ursula, it's become apparent that she suffers from delusion and hypertension, which often manifests itself in dangerous outbursts of anger. It seems ironic that this unstable person should be working in a psychiatric clinic. I have managed to stay on her good side, however, so I suppose I'll be able to put up with her craziness for the short time that I'll be staying here. Besides, it gets pretty lonely around here, and I've got to admit that I'm grateful for the physical aspects of our relationship. She's ready, willing, and able. That's for sure. No wonder she thinks that Patrick was in love with her. That pig was just using her to just... Am I talking about this woman is as crazy as he was? God, I'm here all by myself, stuck here with a mad woman.